What's up guys, Basion here, back for another video. Today in this video, a lot of people were searching when will iPadOS 14 beta 2 be out and when will be the public beta out. So before we get started, if you guys want to install the developer beta, you be sure to go to betaprofile.com in order to get it. So you see betaprofile.com, when you click it, and then they will take you download Apple Beta software, and then you choose which one you want to do. Obviously, you can, if you want the older Devil Beta, it's right here. You want the iPadOS 14, it's right here, and iOS 14 is here. Of course, this one's a new one, and if you want to use watchOS, you make sure you must install iOS 14, or you can install onto the watch, and macOS as well, and all those older betas also available here, but it will be removed like one day. It will be removed like when iOS 14 is out, iOS 13, the iPadOS 13 will also be removed. So when will the next Devil Beta R2 be out? Obviously next week we'll get it around Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, depending where you're living on. But when Apple released the beta, it released all of the devices. So if you're running on the beta, the Devil Beta, you're a developer, you can actually get it first. Or Pirate Beta, they call Pirate Beta 1, while we are getting Developer Beta 2. So every time when Developer Beta has Developer 3, the Pirate Beta is 2, Developer Beta 4 is followed by 3. Yeah, so when you reach the public, like the stable one, which is in September, and when they release Developer Beta, another Developer Beta might be 14.0.1 Beta 1, and the Pirate Beta also says the same thing, Beta 1. And now why they wouldn't release last week, same as Dell Beta with Pirate Beta together, it's because the Apple one made sure that the app is very stable before they give to the public to test it. And of course ask people to use the second device to install. And they know that some people using main device, so they want to test it out. So that's why they put Pirate Beta on Developer Beta 2, the same as Pirate Beta 1, which also will be seen next week. And of course, Apple in the second beta always do a 2-week cycle, and then they'll go back to 1-week cycle and another 1-week cycle, and sometimes they do 2-week cycle again, and then before the release. Obviously, the release date of the iPadOS and iOS will be two different dates. iOS will be released when they launch the new iPhone, while the iPadOS will release in 24th September, because last year in 2019 in a release on 24th September, so it will release the same thing on 24th September if you want a stable update. And of course up to us, which is the YouTubers, to find out whether the beta is very stable and whether you should install it. Now iPadOS 14 beta available one has bugs, like something that you see the screen time doesn't show, but most of it is very stable. Some people found out that the keyboard is not working, a bit laggy, not a major issue, but a lot of people say it's a minor issue. But for me, why I think that it's better to wait until the beta 2, and if you guys cannot wait, you can wait until the private beta is out and then you can install the private beta, because that's the very stable one, because once the Apple will focus it on those people using the main device. For the beta, it's better used on secondary device, but if mostly YouTubers, we always put on the main device because you only know for a video, any bugs inside this thing, and yeah. Also, if you want to join the bug fixers and you want to tell Apple all those bug issue, you can go to the feedback app, and then you launch the feedback, and then you clean everything, and then tell what's the issue. Apple might fix it quickly or not. It depends how Apple can fix it, because they're beta, they mean they give Apple some time to fix it, and when they fix it, and then by September they give you a stable release. It's because the developers is trying to tell Apple the issue, everything, also private beta users, so they can tell about that. Now if you want to use the beta, sometimes when you reach one beta like beta 6 or beta 7, they'll give you a golden master copy, which means that it reached the same as the stable public, it also get update. So when you get like iPadOS 14 beta 10, it's equivalent to the release of iPadOS 14.0, which means you can install the one because you install it. The only way in order to install it, you have to remove the Dell beta and install properly on the stable one. But when they get the stable one, Apple will release another beta, which might be 14.1 or maybe 4. 14.0.5 in order to keep some. I think maybe sometimes when you update a new one, it might something happens. Obviously when you get the test on their device, it's fine, but for this, for us it depends, because they know some people didn't replace the battery, some reach 85% of battery capacity. Obviously the iPad doesn't have it, but the iPad has a weird thing that you can tell Siri to turn on low power mode. But I'm not sure whether it's true or not, because it might remove beta 2, but if it remains beta 2, it means that the iPad OS will get low power mode. I think Apple doesn't put it on the battery, it tell you by command. Or maybe iOS and iPadOS is always similar, and then Apple was like, I think a lot of people want a low power mode, so sure, why not? That's a great feature, so you don't have to charge your iPad every time. And right now it's still running 128 fps, and I know some apps, like some games, they support on my iPad Pro 10.5 for 120 Hz. Some is you need the latest iPad to do it. And right now it's also obviously it's running very smooth, everything is fine, just some apps on the widget will be it's not responding. And no, there's also no issue at all, obviously. And I think I enjoy using it. And if you want to install, when you should install the iOS, with right now I'm talking about the conclusion, and is that you can install when the developer beta 2 out. Do install the 1, because obviously it's for developers us and for YouTubers to know what's the issue and tell you before you install. And I of course recommend you guys download the public beta when the public beta release, because that's where the most stable or public, which is double beta 2, which is equivalent to it. And of course when we release a new video with a new developer beta, public beta will also release in the afternoon or maybe the next day. So yeah, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you think that you should install developer beta. Also comment down below what you think you should download beta or install the public beta. It depends on what choice you do. If you want to install, go betaprofile.com. It's risky if you want to use it. If you want to use the public beta, it's from Apple website, so it's a very safe page. If you are a developer, let's say you're a developer, you're creating an app, I recommend you guys to get the developer app, because they only can solve the issue, like they optimize the app, they only know when an iPadOS, or else they cannot last minute change the software, everything, and they say, and later people start to complain your app saying that it's not compatible. So yeah, subscribe to my channel and see you in the next video.